Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Austin Ott Dating Show, brought to you by BachMakers, brought to you by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Michael. Tori is back to help us, and then producer Lizzie, as always, is helping us as well today. We have our cast, everyone. We have our top 30. We have narrowed it down from 360 applicants to 28 plus 2 wild cards. Tori, you weren't on for our wild card episode. I don't know if you were able to watch it or you saw who our wild cards are.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on those picks and then the cast as a whole?
I think you guys had such a hard job. I also just love how committed you guys are to not falling in love with these girls. The Oath was definitely my favorite part of all of it. But yeah, I mean, to make an impossible decision, I just think you guys did the best that you possibly could have.
Appreciate that. Now, the Oath was important. We have to have some integrity throughout this process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael, we've slept on it a couple nights. How do you feel about our choices? So we added Alina and Corey to the list.
I feel great about our choices. I feel honestly fantastic. And I think the ones that we didn't choose that reached out and said, just thank you for the opportunity. That made me feel a lot better about not choosing them, just because if they came at us and just hated us, then I would have been like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I feel great. I think they're a great addition to this cast. And now we have to make even more cuts, sort of. Not really.
Yeah. So how it's going to work today is we're going to get to know our cast a little bit better. We asked them a few questions, 3 to be specific. And the process today is this. Me, Michael, and Tori will have 5 roses that we can give out. So at any point as we are going through this cast, we will basically have a golden buzzer. So we can stop at any point and say, hey, advance this person. And we can only do that 5 times each throughout this process. We'll be using the idea that Michael and I came up with of the Austin pot. So we are moving these people on. We had some way of making noise to signal the golden buzzer to emulate that. So we're moving these girls onto the Austin pot. So we will make noise. Michael, you want to make your noise first? There's his noise, Tori.
I went rubber.
Yeah, there you go. And then here's mine.
Oh, Wyatt, yours is the worst. The whisk is wild. The whisk is wild.
It was the only thing I had accessible. So again, this is probably I was moving quick. This is one of the dumber ideas we've had, but I can't decide if I love it or hate it, but we're going to commit to it. So if you hear that noise at any point, that means that person will be advanced. We'll unpack that a little bit and we'll move 15 people on today. The 15 who are not golden buzzard or moved on to the Austin pot will be subject to a fan vote throughout the week. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. The top vote getter for each of the groups will advance and move on to round 3 at that point. So any questions from you guys on how this is going to work? Are we ready to hop into it?
I feel ready.
Let's
Good.
go.
All right. So I will read the first one. We'll go through the first things we have. So you can ignore the 30 from Dallas, Texas. I'll get rid of that. But this is the man of the hour. We got some information from him. These are the questions that we asked the ladies. So the questions are, what are you reading, watching, listening to? What's your favorite sports team? Because Austin, big sports guy. And then what's your guilty pleasure? Let's see how vulnerable they can get and tell us a little something about themselves. So this is Austin's answers that we can compare to. Austin is watching Breaking Bad for the 2nd time. He is reading the Bible and Atomic Habits for the 1,000,000th time and listening to Sam Barber. His favorite sports team is the Padres. He lives 5 minutes from the stadium. He said that. We're not trying to dox him, but there's that. So he claims is the best one in the league. Not true. Wrigley Field. He said, we're actually a very good ball club. Don't let that fool you, though, because I was just as big of a fan when we were trash. I'm loyal. And then his guilty pleasure is cinnamon rolls and ice cream, a little sweet treat at the end of the night. So does this inform your decision-making at all, Michael or Tori?
It gives me something to work with. I wish she got a little bit deeper because I know these gals are going to go really deep. And so that would just give more fuel to the pairings. But no, I mean, I think I can get more just from this. And cinnamon rolls and ice cream. Who doesn't love that?
Can't go
I've
wrong.
never tried that before.
Oh, do you think that he's combining the two?
Yeah, no, I think it's
That's
separate.
what I assumed. I mean, we should
kinda
try
like it.
combining it.
Oh my! It's like a sundae. It's like a brownie sundae.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
got
is
to
that
find out what he meant. You know,
All right, maybe next episode we'll just all prepare some cinnamon rolls and ice cream because that sounds fantastic.
that does
But-
sound really good.
all right, so I think without further ado, Michael, would you like to read through the first one?
Let's do it. So this is Alexandra P, 30-year-old from Dallas, Texas. She's a senior marketing and events specialist. What she's reading, watching, and listening to, she just did a rewatch of Scandal and forgot how great it was. Next on my list is Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm. I used to be an avid reader, but took a little hiatus in the fall. My next Lay by the Pool read is going to be Happy Place. I'm always listening to Laney,
Laney.
sorry. I don't know. Laney, they are my comfort music. Role Model has been in the mix recently. His music gives great vibes and will be on the summer playlist. It's a great take.
Okay.
All right.
Favorite sports team. I have been watching sports since I was little. Currently, my love is for the Dallas Stars. It's playoff season. Woo! I believe they're up 3-1 in the semifinal of the Western Conference right now. Oklahoma State football always have a big spot in my heart, even when they aren't winning. NFL, my friends opened my eyes to the Chiefs almost 8 years ago. Yes, pre-Taylor. So I can now say I'm a Chiefs girl as well. 8 years ago, that was before they won their first Super Bowl.
Yes, that would have been 2016.
That math's not perfect, but yeah.
2017. Forgot what year it is.
And her guilty pleasure is I'm a sucker for a crisp Diet Coke, country concerts, and any episode of Schitt's Creek?
Shit's
Yeah.
Creek.
Oh, and chicken fajitas, cowboy emoji. I don't think she knows what a guilty pleasure is. I don't think she knows what a guilty pleasure is because those are that's not a guilty pleasure thing. You're supposed to be embarrassed about a guilty pleasure. Oh, sometimes I like chicken fajitas. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
Just
Hey, but compatibility wise, wasn't Austin's guilty pleasure ice cream and cinnamon rolls?
yes, Austin is like guilty of this as well. He just
So
put,
we
he
don't
put
have
delicious
much to
food.
feel guilty about between the
Okay.
between
Yeah,
these
That's
things.
true. They both have the same idea of guilty pleasure
Yeah,
because
guilt.
a crisp Diet Coke is, I guess, only a guilty pleasure if you're scared of aspartame or whatever.
Yeah. I feel a little bad for Alexandra going first because I don't know what to compare it to, so I didn't want to right off the bat golden buzzer this thing. So
Okay, so that's my question. Like, if no one golden buzzers her, is she out?
no, so she's still available. So how it's going to work is at the very end, we'll get to the very end, the last person. If we have any golden buzzers left, or I
Got
don't
it.
know how to phrase it, you can still give it out, but we can't revisit slides. So you have
So
to go.
I'm making notes then.
Yes, you can make
Okay.
notes. Notes
Okay.
is allowed. But Alexandra
Okay.
P still a free agent at this moment.
Cool.
Moving on. Tori, would you like to read through? It's a tough one. I don't know. It's small print if you want me to read it.
No, I got it.
All right.
All right, Alexandria Y, 32 years old, San Antonio, Texas. I was born in Texas. She's a teacher. For reading, watching, and listening to, she says, I'm a teacher, stream, and make time for the gym daily. Unfortunately, time to unwind and watch TV is not in my cards currently. That's really sad. I'm not huge into TV, but love a good rom-com and suspenseful movies. Although, when I watch one on my own, I might fast forward it a tad during the suspenseful parts. Understandable. My schedule currently consists of loving on little ones for work, going to the gym, and coming home to stream and read the gospel. What is stream?
Stream like
streamer.
Twitch.
Playing video games.
Like
For
games.
Oh, very
Kind of
cool.
sick. Kind of sick.
That is cool.
That's cool.
Currently, we are doing a series of reading scripture front to cover. We're in the book of Numbers, and me, along with others, chat about personal connections and make those connections/ideas on a shared Discord. In the Discord, we also take prayer requests and pray during the stream as well. Oh, so she does that with her streamers.
Oh,
Most of that, yeah, that's
streaming
cool.
gospel.
Very cool. Most of that is caught in my day-to-day reading in the Bible. I will have to admit life has been busy and I've been slacking and am making it a priority to make sure it's something I do daily to learn/grow, not for myself or others, but for God himself. I'm very interested in self-help books. I'm huge in being a better human being and getting through life's burdens in healthy ways. So usually go to study self-help books. Then those times occur. I love children's books. I'm like out of breath. I mean, come on. I'm a teacher. Reading books to kids and being interactive is very fun for me. Okay.
For
There you
someone
go.
who's very busy, she also took a lot of time to write this, so I can appreciate that. She's committed to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what? Favorite sports team, and it's an essay.
Okay, favorite sports team. I'm so embarrassed to say this, but when I was younger, I was adamant that I was going to be a professional basketball player at a whopping 5'6" tall. I can't even jump.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. But the love and drive for the sport really guided me in a positive way in my younger years. The Spurs were the team. I loved the Spurs too. I'm so obsessed. I had my whole room painted black and gray with a mural of a basketball on the wall. There was newspaper. I mean, he is like going to get to know her through this, which
Yeah.
I really like. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's sweet. There was a newspaper cutout of the team all over my room, and I constantly played and practiced daily. Now don't even ask me to shoot a basketball out of court because that will be an air ball, quite similar to how I've attempted to shoot my shot in Austin's DMs a couple times. Love that confession.
Yep.
But I'm confident in my game at the arcade, basketball games, LOL. I haven't really been too involved in watching of sports, but love going to games with friends. I was introduced to the Dallas Stars hockey game and obviously have been the Spurs game.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not getting her in trouble.
PTSD.
And I will scream like crazy with my friends who will do the same. I'm going to edit all the grammar mistakes that I read. I'm going to edit them and make them seem right.
So, in short, maybe the Spurs?
Yeah.
Okay. It used to be.
Long essay for a one word answer.
No, I appreciate it though. I'm glad that it wasn't a full or just a one word answer. Also,
no,
Michael,
I know we're really getting to know her.
I know you want to do the could have been an email joke, but these all were emails, so we gotta remember that.
Okay, guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is rotting. I love a good day of laying in bed and doing absolutely nothing. Now, again, I can't do this every day because I will die of boredom, but man, after a long week, sometimes a day of doing nothing is exactly what you need. Another guilty pleasure of mine is energy drinks. It's my dessert on a daily and don't want to admit how much I consume. Those are actual guilty pleasures.
Yeah. And they're also like two ends of the spectrum. One is like pure rotting, not doing anything. And energy is the other end of that. So yeah, I like that. All right. Still no golden buzzer. I'm getting word on when the first one's going to be.
Oh.
Well, once the first one happens, it's going to be a flood.
Yeah, it's going to be floodgates. Yep. It's like what the first trade. It's the first trade of the NFL draft.
The first foul call in an NBA game.
Or first quarterback. Once the first quarterback's taken, everyone scrambles and tries to get their quarterback.
I'm so lost on all of this commentary.
So is most of our audience. All right. Next up, we have Alexis P, 26, from Orlando, Florida, legal assistant. Reading, watching, and listening to. She is watching. I'm on a big classic rom-com streak right now and have been working my way through the typical 2000s favorites. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 27 Dresses, 50 First Dates, The Proposal, a lot more, but that seems unnecessary to list all that I've seen. Appreciate that. Reading, she's currently catching up on my Bible in a year plan and have sprinkled in a few romance books every now and then. She's listening summer's country music season, so that's been on repeat for me. Also listening to a lot of band Camino and Laney. Laney. It's nothing new for me. Favorite sports team. Unfortunate with the season they had with the Orlando Magic is my team. I've worked for them for 2 seasons, and the energy the players in the city have has been so fun to be a part of, even with injuries and bad games. Guilty pleasure. My 2 opposite ends of the spectrum for guilty pleasures are 6 a.m. Pilates classes and hot dogs. Pilates because it energizes me and the music pumps me up, and I love being a basic Pilates girl. Hot dogs because, well, have you had one? The pure joy of a dog on the grill with sun shining. Enough said. Oh, there we go.
I love hot dogs.
Our first member of the Austin pod, Alexis. What stood out to you, Tori?
I said it already. I love hot dogs.
The glizzy girl got moved on.
No brainer. No brainer.
Go. All right, Tori, you have 4 remaining, and
Okay.
Alexis has moved on to the second round. This is so fun.
Third round.
Third round. Sorry, third round. All right, Michael, our first ever wild card.
You're not reading it? Wait, didn't you?
I just read the last one.
Oh yeah, you did. I totally. Wow.
Yeah, come on.
Alina G. XXXX.
Sorry, I didn't have her details, but lives in the San Diego area. Is a law student, as we will find out shortly, and then I don't have the age on that, but we can probably assume with law student
24, 25.
24, 25. Yeah.
Very
I'll
good.
confirm that for the next round if she moves on.
Reading, watching, listening to, watching The Night Agent, reading my constitutional law textbook. It's finals week. Fair. Listening to Ella Langley, country music fan. Favorite sports team, San Francisco Giants. I grew up watching this team, and the legacy speaks for itself. Braden Crawford, Buster Posey, Tim Lincecum, Madison Bumgarner, Pablo Sandoval, Hunter Pence, Brian Wilson, Brandon Belt. And let's not forget the rings.
Move on. Continue. I'll explain after.
And I've been around the sport my whole life. My dad started taking me to Giants games at a young age, and I began softball at age 6 and played throughout college. So being in the stands watching baseball or softball feels like home.
I love just naming random athletes. It's
okay, but those aren't random athletes. Those are the only Giants players I know. And so, like,
I'm a
as
big
a Giants fan,
fan.
As a Giants fan, you got to get. I think you got to get more random than that. But like, I'll give her. I'll cut her slack. I'll cut her slack.
Yeah,
this
just
time.
naming random athletes, Michael. That's literally what we do every time we hang out. That's what boys do. So, kind of rules. It got me going. I like it. It also, I could have.
What are you talking about? Why now when we hang out, all we do is name random Bachelor contestants, right?
You're right. Yeah. Exactly.
Is that what girls do when they hang out? They just name random Bachelor contestants and reality TV stars.
Yeah.
We just start naming them, and we just do it for hours.
What a vibe.
That's all we do.
Guilty pleasure watching too many John Boy lip reading videos. John Boy's sick. That's
John
cool.
Boy's. That's a great guilty pleasure.
That's a great poll.
Tori,
Great
do you
poll.
have any idea what that is?
No.
It's content creator, a lot of baseball videos where he'll do lip reading videos where if there's like an argument, if like a manager's yelling at an ump, he'll like try to figure out what they're saying and like do a voiceover. So very fun, cool. Guilty pleasure. Yeah. Alina was my wild card pick, and I'm moving her on.
Very good. Very good.
Did not disappoint.
You have 4 left.
4 left. Michael has 5 left.
Okay, this one's me.
Yep.
Amber H, 24 years old, San Diego, California, medical sales. Reading, watching, listening to. I'm watching Yellowstone right now. Good choice. But The Office, New Girl, love it. Modern Family are my go-to comfort shows. I listen to almost everything, but lately it's been a lot of country since I have some concerts coming up. I'm currently reading my Bible, of course, and also Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins. She's so cute. Oh.
Can you not see it?
Braced for impact. No, I saw
I'm just ready.
Okay. Favorite sports team. I'm a huge sports girl. Football Sundays are my favorite, and the Steelers are my favorite team. I'm also a Padres fan. Gotta rep my city. And I watch and play golf religiously. Honestly, I'm into all sports, whether it is watching or playing. Guilty pleasure, definitely tanning outside and listening to music while planning aesthetic Pinterest boards for vacations, weddings, and future homes.
Whoa. I'm glad you did it, Tori, because that was very close.
Yeah. No, I like her.
What stood out from Amber? I
feel like she's Austin's type. She's just sporty, and I just feel like he's going to like her. Maybe it's intuition. I don't know.
I like it. I like Amber. She was one of my locks from the last round, so I'm glad she's moving on. All right.
Am I being too trigger happy?
I mean, well, you only have 3 left, so we'll find out.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Angela M, 26 from Oceanside, California. She's a medical scheduler / bartender. I just currently finished watching Yellowstone and Ransom Canyon. I do enjoy watching New Girl or The Office as comfort shows of mine.
What?
I am also big on watching movies. I'm a Marvel nerd, so I enjoy a good superhero movie. I'm currently rereading the Lightning Thief series.
Wow.
I enjoy listening to all kinds of music. I love country, R&B, pop, but currently listening to Ella Langley a lot.
It's the second Ella Langley we got.
And
second
all
New
of her
Girl.
shows were exactly
second-
the same
yeah.
as the last girl.
Yeah.
That was
And,
crazy.
Marvel nerd. She's speaking my language. I don't know where Austin stands on it.
I know
She
she's
sounds like a Wyatt girl right now.
Very much a Wyatt girl at this point. We are never mind. Favorite sports team. Baseball is my favorite sport, and being a San Diego local, I've always been a Padres fan. I enjoy going to games or watching it at my local bar. I have also always been into football. I grew up with my dad as a coach and taking us to Chargers games. Is her dad John Harbaugh, current coach of the Los Angeles Chargers?
different
Probably
last
not.
name, maybe.
Probably not.
Oh,
But
Angela Maharbaugh.
oh yeah, classic. Oh, it's Norv Turner's daughter. All right, next guilty pleasure. Right to the point. Taco Bell.
That's kind of naughty.
I need a second to think.
Wyatt.
This is
She's-
right up my alley. But again, this is not about me.
Take the oath.
Yeah, Wyatt, take
Yeah,
the
well-
oath right now.
I, Wyatt, solemnly swear to not fall in love with any of these women. You guys know the rest of the oath.
So that's you took the oath.
Going once,
You can still do it.
going twice.
You want me to use one on you? Like, if you want it, you gotta do it. You know, I'm put my cards are close to my chest. I'm waiting to pick my spots. You know,
I'm holding off. I'm holding off. We're moving on. Oh, that was tough. That was a tough one, Angela. I was really close to pulling the trigger.
Save her for yourself.
Yeah. Michael, you're up.
All right, we got Brianna D, 28-year-old, New York City, New York, senior marketing manager. She's currently watching the 4 seasons on Netflix, currently reading Funny Story by Emily Henry in the book of Isaiah from the Bible, currently listening to the Girls Gone Bible podcast and Noah Khan and Drake. I know that's a wide range, but I like versatility. LOL. Ooh. Favorite sports teams. Sports have always played a huge role in my upbringing, and being a sports fan is definitely a non-negotiable for my family when it comes to anyone I date. My dad works in the soccer world here in New York. I grew up playing various sports, and my younger brother and cousins have played sports competitively their entire lives, so there's always a game to go to. But it's hard to narrow it down because I love all my New York sports teams. But if I had to choose, it would be my New York Islanders. Yo, where's my blanket? My New York Islanders blanket's right over there, but I'm not going to get up to get that. As a family, we would never miss a game, associate the team quality. And
Yeah.
Oh, there it
I was
is.
gonna say somebody save her.
Yeah.
all I needed was the Islanders. If it was the Knicks, I wasn't going to do that. Even now, we make sure to go and see at least one game of the year. Family hockey games are always so exciting to watch, and I love the atmosphere. It's gritty, and the fans are diehard. Using the term gritty, green
Gritty would have
flag,
got me. If you would have waited till then, I would have rang. Yeah.
which makes it feel different and more authentic than any other New York teams because the Knicks are fake. Sirs in 5, baby. Sirs in 5.
Harrison 5.
Guilty pleasure. Okay. This is not a guilty pleasure. Fitness and wellness is basically my life. Okay. But I will never say no to a Big Mac with extra sauce, fries, and a Diet Coke.
Very good.
All right. That's a guilty pleasure. I'll give the Big Mac a guilty pleasure.
It's good. Well, Brianna,
Extra
you are,
sauce, too. That's
Yeah.
a ball knower. That's a ball knower.
I like
That's a
it.
ball knower.
Brianna, you are moving on as well. We now have 4 people moving on. Michael has 4 left. I have 4 left. Tori has 3 left. Next up, Cambria J.
All right. Cambria J, 27 years old, Los Angeles. It's my turn, right?
Yes.
Los Angeles, California. Account manager with the LA Rams.
Sorry. That's on me. That's a me error, not her.
Okay.
Manger.
I am currently watching Summer House, so good, as well as watching Severance and Yellowstone. Lots of Yellowstone out here. Aside from shows, basically just baseball every day. Go Dodgers, and hockey playoffs. Just got back from Stagecoach, so basically been listening to all Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, and Midland every day. I've also been super into Giggly Squad podcast because of Summer House and a few sports podcasts. Currently getting back into reading, so we'll see what I pick up.
This feels like someone that Charlotte would have immediately rang for.
Really? What about her?
Giggly Squad and Summer House.
Got it.
Immediately Charlotte would have rang. So
or just the cowboy hat.
So Cambria is being almost hurt by the fact that Charlotte has family dinner right now.
I do want to give a note to where if anybody puts that they're currently listening to the BachMakers podcast, I will immediately hit my pen.
So like literally, I was thinking this as I was putting this PowerPoint together. It would have been so easy. Spoiler alert, nobody did it. I put this together. Sorry, you would have figured it out. But the fact that no one put the batch, like we would have rang so fast. It was so like, girls, let's use our brains a little, right? You know your audience. You're relating to us. So
I'm so
yeah,
sorry. You
no
guys.
one put that. It was unfortunate.
We're the bouncers for Austin's heart.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Favorite sports team? I work in the sports industry, so sports are a huge part of my life as well. Being born and raised in Los Angeles, I, of course, have to stay loyal to my LA teams, Dodgers, LA Kings, and of course, LA Rams. I've been a Dodger fan for as long as I can remember and grew up going to games every week. Guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is without a doubt spending $8 on matcha or coffee before work nearly every day. That's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I'll get that's fine.
Very good.
$8? Oh my, LA.
Yeah,
man.
it's LA.
Going once, going twice. Moving on. Christy P. This is me. She's 30 from Nashville, Tennessee, works in HR. I am currently watching The Last of Us when it airs every Sunday and rewatching for the zillionth time, and I'm not ashamed, Game of Thrones in between. I'm so glad you asked about reading. I love to read and typically prefer it over TV. Right now, I just finished up a romantasy series. I didn't know that was a word. Called Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Going to transition into another romantasy called Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And lastly, I'm also reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, which has been a common theme throughout this process. You can catch me listening to a plethora of music or crime podcasts. Crime Junkies is my fave. Music has been all over the place lately, mainly listening to Jesse Murph, Morgan Wallen, Russ, Kid Cudi, Tucker Wetmore, Selena Gomez / Benny Blanco, and Wiz. Over the board there.
That's all over the place. Morgan Wallen is next to the same next to Russ, just back to back. That's
crazy. Nobody puts Christy in a box. Favorite sports team? Easy. Go Browns. Mike, you want to take this one over? Yes, that's me barking. I'm originally born and raised right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. If you know anything about Cleveland, we are diehard Browns fans no matter how badly they do. The energy and fans there are like no other. Of course, I like the Bengals and OSU as well. And moving to Tennessee, I'm naturally a Vols fan, but I have to stay true to my roots here. Brownies for life. I don't mention the Bengals.
I know. I was going to ring it, but then she's like also a Bengals fan, but also a Browns fan. Is she loyal? I can't tell. Really you can't be a Bengals and a Browns fan. They're the same. They're rivals. They're rivals.
Divisional rivals.
Here? Yeah, our owners were the same at one point.
They're what are the same?
Well, the Browns are like owned by the Brown family, and they also own the Bengals, but like they don't own the Browns anymore. So like Mike Brown and all of them, like Paul Brown Stadium used to be the name of our like football stadium.
Oh wow, you learn something new every day.
Lizzie.
Wow, sports girl.
Sports girly.
Come on. Well, yeah, that one threw me off, Christy. So you're gonna have to pick
that threw me off too. Because
I need to hear guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Like, why is she a Bengals fan and lives outside of Cleveland? Or was born outside of Cleveland. That makes no sense. Anyway.
Okay, don't judge me. My guilty pleasure is definitely watching pimple popping videos or mukbang. You're lying if you think
No.
Michael's moving on. You're lying if you think these aren't seriously satisfying in some demented way, or maybe it's just me.
It's hard
She
for me
has-
that they're next to each other. Mukbang and pimple popping
Yeah,
videos.
don't love that, but
She's
Mike-
not scared to put herself out there and do some actual guilty pleasures. I like that.
That's a good point.
And if she is actually a true loyal Browns fan, that's saying something. And yeah, I liked her first answer too. I think she's got it. I think, we'll see.
all right.
So I've got 3 left.
Yep, you have 3 left. Tori has 3 left. I have 4 left. Christy, congratulations. You are moving on. Michael, you're up.
Courtney C, 28-year-old, Dallas, Texas. She's an aesthetician. She does the aesthetics.
Aesthetic.
The better question is, what am I not watching? I love binging TV shows to unwind after a long day. Currently, I'm watching The Pit, The Last of Us, and The Handmaid's Tale. I'm not usually a big reader, but I'm trying to be. Right now, I'm reading the Throne of Glass series, and I am on book 5. Yes, that is the fairy smut type of books you're thinking of. As far as music goes, I pretty much listen to everything. One of my love languages is making Spotify playlists for any and every occasion. My top artists right now are Rufus Du Sol, Morgan Wallen, Charles Wesley Godwin, Machine Gun Kelly, Miles Smith, and Ella Langley. That's the third
Wow.
time. A lot of Ella Langley fans. I'm all over the place. Favorite sports team. Sports are also a big part of my life. My favorite sports team is the Dallas Cowboys. No question about it. Oh, she's from Dallas. That's fine.
Mhm.
I've been going to every home game with my family for years. Oh, wow. That's impressive. I've also been riding the emotional roller coaster all the way back to the Tony Romo days, even though the Cowboys haven't made it to the Super Bowl in a very long time. And I've definitely tested my patience. I've stuck by them through every high and low. That kind of loyalty says a lot. And I can stay committed to a team that keeps breaking my heart every year. Imagine how devoted and loyal I'll be to Austin.
That's a good
Way to
point.
tie that. Way to tie that.
Like it.
These girls are so sporty.
Cooking new recipes with a big glass of wine. Okay.
Oh,
Freezer-
freezer thin mints. Yes.
Freezer Thin Mints. That's a good one. Being given the ox. Not really a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Late night pizza. Okay. Long walks with a good podcast. Voice memo texts. Organizing
pleasure.
clutter. And breakfast for dinner. About half and half.
Yeah.
75-25. Not actually guilty
Oh,
pleasures
man.
and just things I like to do. But she wanted to give more about herself through the guilty pleasures, even though some of them were just not guilty pleasures, which I like. That.
Right.
So she's
Right,
trying. And she threw some actual ones in there.
I'm keeping an eye on Courtney C.
I am too. I like her.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm taking a picture of all the ones I don't.
don't ring, but are
Later.
close.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then
All right. Next up.
All right. Courtney S., 27 years old, Newport Beach, California, hairstylist. I just finished watching Paradise and now need a new show to watch. I will also probably start Love Island when the new season drops. I'm currently reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I am always listening to anything country, but my current favorite song is Just in Case by Morgan Wallen. She's so cute. Favorite sports team. Every so often I will go to a local MLB or NHL game, and those are fun to watch. If I'm being honest, I'm not a huge sports girl. See, I get her. But I would support whatever team my man loves, especially if it means there's snacks to eat. Okay, hold on.
that's
And a cute jersey to wear.
Nice. I was just about to do it, Tori.
she's
really
different
Because
she's honest,
I'll let
and she
Tori
doesn't even
yeah.
she doesn't even know that she doesn't even know the team. She just says local MLB or NHL game. She doesn't even know her hometown teams, which is kind of cute.
No, she's adorable. We love her.
And
I
it
love
would've
she's
been-
just there for the snacks.
Yeah, it would have been so easy for her to just lie. and be like, I'm a
Yes.
Padres fan, but she was
Yes.
honest. And that's what made me, I was probably 5 seconds away from shaking my pot as well. So Tori, you have 2 left. Courtney S. Congratulations. At least one Courtney is moving on. And we'll see about Courtney C.
Guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is that sometimes I will keep pink Starburst, pink only because it's the best, on my nightstand and literally eat them in my sleep. What? And wake up with the wrappers in my sheets. That sounds so dangerous.
That is so dangerous. You could choke and die. What?
There's no way actually in her sleep, right? She's
Probably like 2 a.m. She
Yeah.
wakes up and it rolls out and just.
I
It is
love
an
her.
intricate process trying to unravel a Starburst. It's not like an easy thing to do. Like you have
No,
to kind of pick at
exactly.
it a little bit.
It's also an
Exactly.
intricate process to eat it. Those things are hard as a rock. To chew those, that takes
Exactly.
a lot.
Hey, well, I have to take the oath.
Oh, there we go.
I
Take the oath.
solemnly swear that I will not name my third-born child after Courtney S. and ask her to be my best friend, having never met her.
I love it. That's a great oath.
Thanks.
I think I like your take on the oath better than ours.
Yeah, yours might be a little better, but fair enough. All right. Next up, we have it's me reading, correct?
Yeah.
Christina N., our non-Mormon Salt Lake City gal, who is 27. She works in guest services at a law firm. She said, I am currently reading Story of My Life, romance. I just finished watching 1923, still crying over Spencer and Alex. Does anyone get that reference?
I do. It is. It is so sad. It really is.
I'm rewatching Real Housewives of New York simply to laugh, and I plan on starting a show called Wolf Hill, I believe. My dad told me about it. TBD, though, unclear if I'm open to something my dad also watches. Fair. I listen to the Giggly Squad podcast, and I'm listening to an audiobook also. I like all types of music, though, more mood-based. Favorite sports team, Celtics. I mean, come on. But unpopular opinion, Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. Timeout. Michael? Okay, so she doesn't know. Christina has no idea of knowing that Michael and I are 2 of the biggest Jason Tatum fans on the planet. So we have to do our best to not hold this against her.
And
Michael?
This is a little too soon. A little too
Very
soon.
too
Jason
soon. She
Tatum
didn't
just
know.
tore his Achilles.
She submitted this last week. She didn't know Jason Tatum was going to tear his Achilles, which moment can we
Maybe she was the reason.
how about this? Let's do a 5-second moment of silence for Jason Tatum, and then we agree to not hold this against Christina.
I can try.
Okay, and now. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that, Christina. We will not hold that against you. We can judge her taste though a little bit. Like I won't take it personally for Jason Tatum, but having Jaylen Brown above Jason Tatum does affect her taste a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. Originally from Massachusetts, so what else would I be doing besides watching them? In Salt Lake City, though, we just got a hockey team. That's actually sick. I could not be more excited. I went to a few games, and hockey energy is unmatched. Life hack, live in Utah. Tickets are always cheaper, so we can see whoever when he wants, and it'll be so much cheaper in the best way. Guilty pleasures, reading people's Venmo transactions.
That's
A
good.
good one.
That's
a good one.
good.
Hey.
I'm moving on. That was an impulse one. As much as the Jason Tatum take took me by surprise and I don't love it, I love that she has the take. Strong takes are rare, and having a strong sports take like that, I can really appreciate. So I am advancing Christina here. I have 3 left. Michael has 3. Tori has 2. That
How
means
many total are left?
8 spots available with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 women to go through. So 18 women, 8 spots.
Okay.
A little
so
less
we're not
halfway.
Yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty good, like being
We're on
trigger
pace.
happy, but not too. Yeah, we're on pace.
We're on pace. All right.
My turn.
Yep.
Love her.
Emily M, 27 from Newport Beach, California. She's a travel nurse. I'm currently binging binge watching The Walking Dead with one of my friends. Haha, we're randomly addicted. I've been doing a reading plan of reading the Bible cover to cover, and I have 5 days left for fun, which means by then she's probably actually done because she probably
Congrats
started
on
this
finishing the Bible.
There you go. For fun, I'm currently reading Great Big Beautiful Life, a rom-com easy read on pool days, smiley face. I've been listening to a lot of Morgan Wallen, so excited for his new album next week. Tucker Wetmore and Benson Boone lately.
Who is this Tucker Wetmore? We've heard his name so much. I've never listened to him.
Bro, check him out. He's good.
You would know. You look like waves on a sunset, and you can crash.
Crash on me all night.
I don't think I've heard that, but like that sounds great, Lizzie.
And I think Austin went to his like album release party for his album.
He did.
Oh, so that's so. Are they
They're like I
pandering?
think friends. I think they're at least friends or at least friends of the release party.
I think Joey went to it too.
Are we
No,
pandering?
He was probably doing some bucket list items.
Probably.
All right, we'll move on.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying he was literally in Japan. Favorite sports team? I'm not going to lie. I'm not necessarily the most avid sports fan. Honesty. I can get into sports and love watching live games, but I'm not a diehard fan of any team. Oops, sorry, haha. But I played soccer all my life, so I do love watching that, especially the World Cup. Otherwise, I do enjoy watching hockey and honestly anything if it's in good company. Haha. A lot of ha-has. Guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is being unemployed, fun employed. Haha. The beauty of travel and nursing is I get to take breaks between assignments, and right now it is break, and I love it. I've been going to bed at like 2 a.m. some nights and living that summer break life. That is.
Oh, there goes Tori. Emily,
I love her.
You're moving on. You've loved her from the beginning.
I've loved her from the beginning.
You're soul
From the
tied.
moment I set eyes on her.
Yeah, you're soul
Do
tied.
the pledge.
Yeah,
pledge.
the pledge.
I solemnly swear to not name my third born child after Emily M. or let her be the godmother of my third born child and second and first. Or ask her to be my best friend and come sleep over when she's on a break from her travel assignments.
Tori, you're
Amen. Amen.
You're kind of running out of girl names. You already got Courtney and Emily. You can't use. So if your third child is a daughter, you're running low on common girl names.
Yeah, you
so
better hope for
scared.
a boy at this point.
I'm scared. And I have one girl left. I just have to hope you guys save all the girls I love.
Yeah, it's tough. You have one save left, so
So scared.
it's gonna be a Michael and I show for a little bit here.
How many do I have? 3 left?
We each have 3 left.
Okay.
So there's 7 spots available. The one thing, I mean, guilty pleasure, just being not working, kind of rocks, but also like I feel like it'd be awesome to like not work. So I don't know.
I mean, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I think that's what she's implying there.
I think she wants to hang out with Tori and have sleepovers. So she's got plenty of time.
Although I did take the oth, but
Yeah,
I'll break it.
Yeah,
I do
meant to
intend
be
to break
broken.
it. I do intend to break every oath I make.
Who's up?
I think I just read.
So
To
Tori.
me. Okay. Gabby H, 24 years old, San Diego, California, wedding photographer. Current watch is Grey's Anatomy. Current listening is Tucker Wetmore's new album. I just finished reading The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. That's a great book by John Mark Comer. I'm not a big reader, LOL, but slowly getting through, and am currently getting through 40 Days to a Joy-Filled Life by Tom Newberry. Very cool. Favorite sports team, San Diego Padres fan. Big San Diego, born and raised. My brothers and dad got me into baseball and taught me everything. Guilty pleasure, In-N-Out is my biggest guilty pleasure. She's great. All of these were short and sweet, very Austin compatible. Now I feel like I'm going to be selling.
I know.
Selling.
Give me a second. I need to think on this one. I love Gabby. She's one of my locks from the last round. I'm looking at the board. I'm looking at the big board. I was hoping she would fall to me, and I'm gonna do it.
Whoa, very good.
Gabby, moving on. Appreciate you. I would I'll say this, as I can critique my own team, I would have loved to see a little more from the submissions here, but she had a strong enough impression on me that I'm going to move her forward.
Yeah.
So I have 2 spots left. Michael has 3. All right. Next up, we have Hannah C., our Cincinnati girl, 27. She's a marketing manager and volleyball coach. She is watching Nobody Wants This, reading Atomic Habits. Is that not what Austin put?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what he put.
Wow.
He said he's reading it for the 1,000th time.
Wow. Something to think about. Listening to Giggly Squad. Favorite sports team, the Cincinnati Reds. Don't roast me again. Fair enough. I know they are bad, but I've watched them all my life, and sticking with them is just a Cincinnati sports thing. I can appreciate that. I apologize for going so hard last time, Hannah.
Hey, you know what that means is that she's loyal.
That's true. That's true. Guilty pleasure, Caesar salad, fries, and espresso martinis. Gossip goes better with carbs. I like that line.
That's
I do like that.
a bar. That's a bar.
Out of a bar. I know we're running thin now. I got to be very selective here.
How many are left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
We're still 15, 16 left.
Still 16 girls left.
It's growing somehow.
Yeah. All right. Michael, you're up.
All right. We got Jaden W., 25-year-old Dallas, Texas teacher. I'm currently watching American Idol, reading my mom's texts or my Bible, ha ha ha, listening to any country song, preferably old country. I don't know like what that really entails, how old we're going.
Alan Jackson, I'm talking Toby Keith, or are we going like George Strait?
What does she think like 2013 Morgan
Luke
Wallen is
Combs.
old? You know, like yeah. Favorite sports team, my all-time favorite sports teams of Houston Texans and the Astros. I grew up watching them with my dad. I also like the Eagles.
Don't love that.
Texans and Eagles.
The
Interesting.
Eagles just won the Super Bowl.
I know. Kind of coincidence. I think maybe. That's crazy. Guilty pleasure, crumble cookies.
Valid. Those things are.
I mean, that's valid. Yeah, those things are like. I was gonna say expensive. They're like one cookie's 2,000 calories.
Yeah, it's a full cake too. It's not.
lot.
Even,
Yeah.
all right.
I liked her first answer a lot.
Yeah.
I like Jaden a lot. I
It
gotta
was short and sweet. Here, wait.
keep
Yeah.
it on my radar. This is getting tough. Now I'm being real selective.
is.
I have 2 left. Michael has
Wow.
3. Tori has 1. All right, Tori.
Catherine H., 30 years old, Orange County, California, clothing store owner. That's really cool. What am I currently watching? I just finished the new show on Netflix, Ransom Canyon. Loved it. I do enjoy a Bravo reality show, Below Deck, Summer House, Top Chef. Currently watching Survivor as well. I think I've seen nearly every season. As for movies, I love a good action, sci-fi, watching Star Wars as I write this email. What am I reading? I gravitate to a good thriller or romance novel. I enjoy Colleen Hoover books. I most recently read Verity. What am I listening to? Music is a huge part of my life. Going to concerts, listening to live music is one of my favorite things to do. I listen to all genres, but if I had to pick 2, country and pop punk. So Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Blink-182, and Simple Plan, etc.
Where are you?
Favorite sports team is definitely the Michigan Wolverines. My dad and his family grew up in Ann Arbor, and my dad went there for grad school. So I come from a family full of Wolverine fans. Go Blue.
JJ McCarthy. It's future.
I do respect the not going professional sports route here.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I think that's the first one, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh, someone mentioned the college they went to, I want to say, but
Oh, OSU. Somebody
Yeah,
mentioned OSU. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guilty pleasure. Hard to pick just one, haha, but I have to say In-N-Out. I could eat it every single day if I could. Double protein style, cheese fries, and a Diet Coke, please.
hell yeah, Gaines.
Yeah,
Pop
that
off.
sounds really good.
Damn, now
Yeah, I like saying the order instead of just saying In and Out. Like that's Gets me going.
That's when you know it's actually guilty pleasure. Like she orders that
And
probably
it's
rather frequently.
Yeah, she's great. I'm making a note of her.
Gosh, I'm making a note of all of them. I love
I
them.
I know.
This is impossible. And we got to remember, just because we pass on them,
I
they
know.
can still survive. We're
That's
not
what gets
saying
me
no.
comfort. That's what gives
Yeah.
me comfort.
It's
They
the
can
only
still
reason
survive.
I'm sleeping tonight.
Kelsey G, 26 from Austin, Texas. She's an attorney. I'm currently rewatching Suits, probably my favorite TV series ever. I'm about to start reading Fourth Wing because everyone swears it's the best series to ever exist. I am always listening to country music. Specifically, I've been playing Zach Top nonstop. Nice.
Kind of rhymes.
Favorite sports team. Unfortunately for me, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan from Texas, so it checks out. I've had season tickets since I was set. Wait, didn't we already have someone who has season tickets?
Yeah, we've got multiple. I mean, it's a big stadium. It's a big stadium.
Yeah,
So
big stairs. They probably don't sit by each other. Spent my entire childhood being disappointed, but I'm also one of those fans who is convinced that we will win a Super Bowl every season. Probably my biggest red flag. I feel that honestly. Also, I went to Duke for law school, so I've become really into Duke basketball and I've traveled to multiple states to watch them play. I'm aware these are both bandwagon teams. Love that last line. Because I was about to say Duke and Cowboys, that's a tough combo, but at least she's self-aware.
yeah.
I got nervous because my mind wandered off for a second, and then I heard I spent my entire childhood being disappointed. And I thought that was the whole line.
That was tough. My
Scared me.
guilty pleasure, my guilty pleaser is Uncrustables. There is no reason they should be that good. They should honestly be illegal.
They are
I
good.
like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good
guilty
one.
pleasure.
Going once, going twice. I like
do love
I
it.
like the bandwagon comment. At least she's aware. That's a good sports fan.
No,
Wait.
she's great. She's wonderful.
All right. This is getting
Oh my
tough. Okay, wait.
gosh.
Oh, before we talk about Kelsey, I have to acknowledge something. Kelsey has a podcast.
Oh,
I went on her podcast last night, so I'm gonna abstain from voting this one.
this Kelsey does?
This Kelsey. I went on her podcast last night as an episode, and in her defense, because you would say that's pandering to the judge, I forced my way onto the podcast. She posted an episode, and I was like, "Wait, put me on this," and then it happened because I like going on podcasts. So
Wait, so you were a guest?
I was a guest on her podcast.
Just yesterday?
Literally last night we recorded. And she like, we have a weird connection. She like grew up around Indy, Michael, like in Carmel. Like kind of, she lived here. I don't want to I'm not going to dox her, but like from where I currently live, I can walk outside and see the apartment building that she lived in. But she grew up in Fort Wayne. But anyways, I'm abstaining from this one because that would feel like a conflict of interest.
Understood.
But
that would feel like a conflict of interest. But 2 days ago.
I'm trying to be fair. Who's reading? To me? No, I just read. So
Oh man. Kelsey W, 29, San Diego, California, account executive. Big fan of crime shows, but currently watching SWAT, Battle Camp, and Below Deck. All-time fave shows would be Schitt's Creek, Criminal Minds, and Love Island. Music-wise, I love country music. My current favorite songs are Just in Case by Morgan Wallen, Notice Me by Role Model, and Cut Deep by Matt Mason. I do also love a good worship bop. My all-time favorite has to be God's Not Done With You by Torrin Wells, or I Can Only Imagine by Mercy Me. These songs actually got me through a lot. Last book I read was Attached. Attached to what? I love
so bad.
I love a good self-discovery, self-help book.
Attached to what?
Sorry. Sports team. I'm an avid sports fan. I play Division I soccer at Ball State University. Go Cards.
Let's go.
In Indiana, and grew up being a Cincinnati fan. I was born in Cincy, and most of my family is still there, but I grew up in Indiana before moving to SoCal. Been everywhere. I'm a diehard Bengals fan long before Joe Burrow, but love him, of course. My family all has had Bengal season tickets for over 50 years. A lot of season ticket holders.
We get some tickets, like
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm also a Reds fan and Bearcats fan. Hockey wise, I actually used to be on the LA Kings ice crew, so that's my favorite hockey team. If I had to pick a second favorite baseball team, it would be the Padres. But truly, I just love sports and attending any games. I'm super competitive, and being at a sporting event is my happy place. Besides soccer, I also ran track, and I was a cheerleader. And I'm 5'8". D1 babies? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hey, shoot your
Baby.
shot.
you're talking babies.
My guilty pleasure is that I love a good sweet treat. I do care about fitness and health, so I eat pretty healthy for the most part, but no meal is complete without a sweet treat at the end. I'm also an endless TikTok scroller. I built my FYP through blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm proud of it. Austin occasionally pops up for me, so I'm obviously doing something right. Smooth, Kelsey.
Nice. Going once. Going twice.
I love her.
We move on to our other wild card. Corey C. Business owner from Michigan. Don't have an age on this one. Sorry. We'll get that for the next round. Reading, watching. This is story. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You can do it.
No, it's all you.
Okay.
I met her through the wild card process.
Okay. I listen to every genre under the sun, but now that the weather in Michigan is finally warming up, country music has been on repeat. I've been loving Ashley Cooke lately, Riley Green, Carrie Underwood, and for some reason, Buck Cherry. I'm a total sucker for romance movies, Nicholas Sparks especially. I just rewatched The Longest Ride for probably the millionth time. I'm also big on audiobooks during my daily walks, and I've been really into Girls Gone Bible lately. We've heard that one too.
Second Girls Gone Bible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Favorite sports team. I'm a big hockey girl. Go Red Wings. Growing up, my dad used to take me to games all the time and sign me up for the Red Wing Kids Club. And I got to meet my favorite player, Chris Chelios.
Nice.
Did I do good?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, cool. This past season gave me hope with the new coach, and I'm already excited for next year. Now that hockey's wrapping up, I'm eyeing a few Tigers games and hoping for a Lions Super Bowl run next season, obviously.
That one hurts. That one hurts as a Vikings fan.
27. She's 27 years old.
27. I don't want to know how you figure that out.
I got my ways.
Okay.
Guilty pleasure. My yeah.
Yeah, Mike?
Your ways?
I scrolled on Instagram deep.
Oh,
My guilty pleasure is traveling to new places, hiking, and just admiring God's beautiful creation in every form. I'm definitely a creature of habit, so I end up hiking in Utah a few times a year. I fell in love with it out there and truly have never felt God's presence more in a place. But this year I'm switching things up and taking my nephew on a hiking/road trip through Oregon. And of course, living in Michigan, any excuse to escape the winter and head somewhere warm is always a yes for me. I too love Corey.
oh.
I really do.
Is that a pet?
Did you save her?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Corey,
I
both
was-
wild cards.
I was just doing the nonchalant.
Yeah,
Casual.
that was cool. That was really cool.
Thank you.
So both wild
See-
cards have moved on.
I think being the wild card entries, I think
Yeah.
Corey and Alina have kind of an advantage. It kind of has
They're
an
fresh.
advantage a little bit in terms of they're fresh in our minds.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah. And
Well-
and Mama Ott did say she was a fan.
Yeah, and well, think
That's
about it.
True.
We like
she said she'd send him to the top.
it's like a wild card game in like NFL playoffs. Like you get hot a little bit. If you win that first
Yeah.
game, you have some momentum, so it does help
Yeah.
a little bit. So it's like rest versus rust.
Yeah,
Like,
Mm.
exactly.
There we go. So Corey, congratulations.
So I have two left.
We both have two left. Tori has one left. This is me. Who just read?
I did.
Okay, then it's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lacey V, 29 from Austin, Texas. Medical
Aesthetics.
aesthetics. I've been listening to a podcast called The Ultimate Human. I love
Love
health
that
and
podcast.
fitness and learning new ways to care for my mind and body. So I've been enjoying listening to this during my walks and workouts. I'm reading the Bible in a year, and I've been watching The Lincoln Lawyer. I honestly don't watch a lot of TV, but I am looking forward to watching The Bachelor in Paradise.
It's going to be great, Lacey.
And watching our recaps, hopefully, Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite sports team is the Seahawks. I'm from Washington. I lived in Seattle for a few years and grew up watching the Seahawks with my dad. So those memories hold a special place in my heart. That's adorable. Guilty pleasure is a charcuterie and red wine or froyo. Oh, I like Lacey.
I know, I do too.
I'm moving on. Anyone? All
I
right.
love her.
This is so hard. Michael, you're up.
1 second. Notes. All right. Lauren M, 24, Panama City Beach, Florida, TikToker. I'm currently rewatching Grey's Anatomy, reading the Bible, of course, but also just finished Atomic Habits. That's both what Austin had. And listening to a whole variety of sermons and self-help podcasts, which I would consider us a self-help podcast as well, right?
100%. That's what I list us as on Apple Podcasts. We're listed as self-help.
We help ourselves.
Girls find love. We are helping people find love.
Facts. Favorite sports team. He probably won't like this answer. Ha ha ha. But I don't really have a ride or die team. Big football girl, but I just like to watch any game. In the past few years, I've rooted for the Chiefs, probably because I love watching Mahomes play. Probably won't like that answer either. Ha 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 ha. Also not because of Taylor Swift, as everyone assumes, although I still like her. But ultimately, I'm hoping my future husband has a ride or die team that I can just join the fandom. Oops. Ha 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 ha.
She has a nice laugh.
Yeah, thanks. Guilty pleasure. And lastly, I'd say my guilty pleasure is having myself a little concert, whether it's in the car, my place, or whatever. I just love to blast music and have myself a time. Ha 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 ha.
Very cute.
I don't want to pass on my fellow TikToker. I may be coming back. I may be coming back to Lauren.
Is it mean of me to say her guilty pleasure is saying ha 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 ha?
I feel like I've gotten all the chicks that love saying ha ha ha.
You're the haha guy for sure.
They just know you're gonna say them.
Yeah.
This one's me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. McKenna H, 25 years old, Charlotte, North Carolina, speech pathologist. Currently binging The Pulse, Ransom Canyon, and yep, Friday Night Lights still hits. That's a great show. My friends call me the human jukebox. I've got range, but lately I've been vibing to old Ella Langley, highly underrated, Vincent Mason, Gavin Adcock, and Chris Brown's 11:11 Residuals is Chef's Kiss. Counting down the days till Morgan Wallen drops his new album. That exact sentence has already been said. I've never been huge on reading, but I've been into podcasts lately. Just started a deep dive into Mel Robbins, and I've been loving old sermons from Authentic Church.
The Ella Langley, highly underrated, when we've seen Ella Langley 4 or 5 times already.
Very funny.
Favorite sports team. I don't technically have a favorite NFL team, so yes, I'm totally draftable, but sports have been a huge part of my life, growing up with 3 boys and in a big-time football plus basketball family. Fun fact, my grandpa played a year for the New York Giants before trading the NFL for true love and marrying my Grammy. Oh, come on. I ride with Duke for college hoops, and for football, it's my alma mater all the way. Go Mountaineers, even if we kind of suck. Football is a non-negotiable. Catch me posted up every Saturday in the fall with college ball on the screen and snacks in hand. I feel like Austin's really going to like her.
We have questions.
What's going on here?
What's going on? So
What happened?
she says, I ride with Duke for college hoops and for football. It's my alma mater all the way. Go Mountaineers.
That's West
Virginia.
See, I never would have known. I
Duke's
never
the Blue
would have known.
Devils. I have questions.
Yeah. Maybe she went to grad school at West Virginia, but didn't add that, but she thought she added it.
Dare I propose we call her
Oh my gosh.
and ask for clarification?
No, just ask for clarification. What's Duke's mascot? And if she can't get it right, she
We eliminate her.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
That'd be so mean. That'd be so mean.
So
That'd be
mean.
so mean.
what should I call her and ask what she meant by this? Like Instagram call?
You can try.
You think she would pick up?
Are we sure you just didn't forget to copy paste something wrong?
Maybe. You're right. Let me double check the email first.
Because
But
if
what
she's a speech
about-
pathologist, she probably went to grad school somewhere too, right? Right? That's a grad school thing.
Maybe.
But what about how her grandpa left the NFL for his true love and married
I
her
mean,
Grammy?
I do want to say something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't see a world where you would have to quit the NFL to fall in love.
Yeah, so he just got
don't
cut.
yeah, he definitely just wasn't.
He's
No,
just-
no offense to
Whoa,
Grandpa.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm not-
He
it's
was
like-
really good.
What people
He
in the
was
people in the
really good.
NFL
How
people in the
do you
NFL
know?
get married. People in the NFL get married and have girlfriends. So
I
like,
just
it's not
feel
like
like
they
he
can't.
was really good, and her Grammy deserved all of his attention.
Okay,
Okay, wait, guys.
But she also deserves the NFL money.
McKenna's answer. I have McKenna's answer. She said, "I ride with Duke for college hoops and for football. It's my alma mater all the way. Go Mountaineers."
Okay, Wyatt. Here's
Yeah.
my thing.
Okay,
As
I am
producer.
gonna call her.
Okay, do we think that Duke was like Duke for college hoops, and then like for football, it's the Mountaineers because that's
then
her.
why
alma
you not-
mater?
I'm
That's
so
how
many
I was
questions.
listening to it.
So she didn't go to
Like
Duke
she likes Duke for college basketball.
because she's from
But then for
Charlotte and they don't
football,
have a real team. because
Okay, but
Hornets
where's the
aren't a real team.
Mountaineers?
She went to West Virginia probably.
I ride with Duke for college hoops.
College hoops and for football dash. It's my alma mater. Be right wrong. All right, grammar girl needs.
Yeah, we should call Grammar Girl and get her opinion on this. I think that's our fault for the way
That's
we
on
read it.
us.
I think that was you guys not
So
reading your
no, she should have done this. I ride with Duke for college hoops. Period.
Yeah.
For football, comma. It's got to be my alma mater all the way.
So run
Go
on
Mountaineers.
sentence. Yeah, or semicolon. The semicolons have totally gone out of touch recently.
It's
I
a good
feel
point.
I feel like if you didn't have that like comma, it would make sense that it was writing for Duke for college hoops and for football, saying like it was her
Yeah.
alma mater. But like with the comma, it makes more sense, like how I was reading it,
Yeah.
that
Wow.
it was.
McKenna
Yeah.
just threw us for a loop there.
Hey,
All right.
but way to crack the code, Lizzie.
Yeah, I'm glad we
Hey,
got there before I
of
called
course.
her.
Hey, I got to do what I can.
Yeah.
All right. So who was reading this?
Me.
All right. We
Guilty
can
pleasure.
continue.
Oh, hey, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure includes spending $8 on iced lattes, listening to old 90s, 2000s country on road trips, sipping pickle juice
Oh.
straight from the jar, and overusing voice notes because why bother texting when I can send a 2-minute audio monologue? I like her. She's spunky
I like her too.
with her pickle juice
and her grammar.
and her
Where-
Grammy.
Yeah.
Where are y'all finding $8 iced lattes?
I guess
Even if you
same
get a
price.
large, it's like 6, 7, maybe 8 is crazy.
Charlotte has
Yeah.
LA prices apparently.
Hey, as someone who bought coffee yesterday from Starbucks, I got a grande iced shaken espresso, and it was like $6.95. So that is not
That's wrong.
Damn.
not
My coffee's expensive too.
Anyone want to pull the trigger on McKenna? I am.
I love her
Desperately
so much, but I
close.
only have one left. Somebody else do it,
Someone do it, please.
please.
We have the same number left, Wyatt.
I know, but
Wait, do we all only? Oh no, you guys have.
we
two.
have two. So okay, I'll say this. After McKenna, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls left. That means only 2 more will be passed on. We've kind of overcorrected.
But what if I?
All right. I'm gonna.
Yay, Michael!
There we
Oh
go.
my gosh, I do everything around this household.
We baited you, and if
Michael.
we stick around long enough, someone's gonna get the Austin pot. So
Thank you, Michael.
McKenna, you are moving on. Next up,
She also followed me on Instagram, which that definitely gets brownie
Definitely
points.
helps. Definitely helps. I think she followed me too. So shout out McKenna. Mackenzie W, 29, from Dallas, is a cybersecurity account executive. I wonder if she knows my brother. Similar field and location. For listening, I love a good podcast. Currently listen to Girls Gone Bible. Another wow, I gotta check out this podcast.
I do
Whoa,
too.
that's good. Your podcast?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
with
Your
the
your
Germany-
podcast.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's Beth Ann and Kaylee Bryce, the twins on TikTok. They've got long blonde hair. They're really country.
Why do they call it the podcast?
They just say certain words funny.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
fun.
they're super silly.
Sounds
You'd
can
love it.
tell. I'm sure. Weekly dose of BS. Also love the occasional call her daddy if there's a good guest on. LOL.
Same.
If we are talking about music, I love country, worship, Justin Bieber, and some good pop throwbacks. For watching, I have a wide variety of shows that I watch. Most recent was You on Netflix, but I have a couple of TLC shows that I don't know if I am ready to admit yet. Also a big fan of American Idol right now because of Carrie Underwood. For reading, I need to read more, but I do read the Bible and a devotional daily. I also just ordered a book that my old college coach recommended called Invincible, The Mindset of Infinite Potential and the Secret to Inevitable Success.
Bars.
Favorite sports team is an easy one. Boomer Sooner all the way. I was on the gymnastics team in the University of Oklahoma and helped them win their first 3 NCAA team championships in school history. So I will always bleed crimson and cream. OU is my second home, and I will always cherish the memories and friendships I made there. Being raised in Austin, my whole family loves the Longhorns. One brother graduated from UT, and the other is currently there. So needless to say, the Red River rivalry weekend is always a fun one. If we are talking pro teams, Dallas Cowboys all the way, and the Texas Rangers. For baseball, fun fact, I actually got to throw the first pitch at a Rangers game after I graduated. That's sick.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Mackenzie's impressive. My guilty pleasures would have to be ice cream, a good sunset, lake days, and spending time with the people I love most.
I love her. Save her, Wyatt.
Don't do this, Tori.
Save her,
Wyatt. Come
Save her,
on,
Wyatt.
save her, Wyatt.
I'm not gonna fold because if her guilty pleasure is hanging out with her family,
Yeah,
what's
that's
guilty
fair.
about
But,
that?
but everything
That's
else
so
she said
fair.
was amazing.
Everything else
That
was
might-
great.
To be
And I
fair,
hope she
one of her
continues-
guilty pleasures was ice cream, which was Austin's guilty
Austin's
pleasure.
And lake days. Lake days are
That's
bad.
not guilty.
It's not a guilty
They're
pleasure.
so bad.
What, you don't like lake
She
days?
should. No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
She should feel terrible
Yeah.
for that.
yeah. Seriously, like we got to get a little smarter with our guilty pleasures. I'm moving on. Michael.
Morgan B, 33, Newport Beach, California, graphic designer. I'm reading Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat because it teaches the kinds of kitchen basics everyone should know. There's a Netflix series that goes with it, so it's fun seeing the visuals behind what I just read. I'm also working through 100 Bible verses that made America. It's been grounding to see how faith has shaped key moments in our history, especially in ways that aren't often talked about. Finally, in order to live by Yeomi Park, a rare firsthand account of a girl that escaped North Korea. I'm reading the physical book, but I also listen to the audiobook because she narrates it herself, and it hits even deeper that way. The subject matter is rather heavy. So I take breaks, but I've also found North Korea fascinating. Interesting. I end up telling everyone about this book, listening. I just got back from Stagecoach, so I can't help listening to country music. Favorite sports team? Lake Show. Obviously, I grew up in SoCal, so I'm loyal by default. And Kobe was our hometown hero in Newport Beach, RIP. It's the drama, the legacy, and the courtside energy that I have always been obsessed with from a young age. I miss watching Kobe and Shaq ball out together.
Yeah.
Mama mentality. Morgan's moving on.
Yay.
That said, I grew up loving the Chargers back when they were the San Diego team. Thanks a lot, Spanos. My dad always had a football in the house growing up, and now I really need NFL games on in the background during the season. Even if I'm not watching them, it's comforting soundtrack. I love the NFL, but college football low-key has more energy and chaos, which I love. Also, I adore Shohei Ohtani, not just because he's a freak athlete, but because of his backstory, his humility, and how deeply committed he is to the game. Total class act. I'm technically a bandwagon Dodgers girl now, but it tracks since I grew up an Angels fan, but that's where Shohei got his start.
I've never heard of someone so interested in Shohei, his backstory.
Yeah.
He's just so deep in every way. Like, I bet she'd be so interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure, binge watching multi-part true crime TikToks like I'm part of the investigation team. Eating caviar on a Tuesday just because it's in the fridge. Baller. Falling into Zillow rabbit holes for homes that I pretend I'll renovate. I also stalk hotel Spotify accounts for their playlists and plan elaborate. Wait, that's
That
awesome.
rules. Yeah.
I'm going to do
really
that. That is,
cool.
wait. Wow. I want to know the Hilton Garden
Morgan
Inns.
rocks.
I know, she's like someone's mysterious dream girl.
It's not a mystery, and it's me.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Take the oath.
And
I, Wyatt, pledge not to fall in love with Morgan. You guys know.
plan elaborate Pinterest dinner parties for soirees that don't exist yet.
That's how you spell soiree?
Yeah, no, that's right. Like that's a deep pull.
No,
Wow.
she's much smarter
She's
than
used
all
that,
of us.
She's used that word before. That's impressive. Well,
Or
Morgan,
did she have ChatGPT write this for her?
oh, if we need to find a way to make sure no one's using AI to fill out our application. Morgan, you are moving on. Congratulations.
Yeah, she was awesome. All right, Nicole K, 27 years old, New Jersey, trend forecaster.
A digital nomad, right?
Digital nomad.
I recently just started watching The Handmaid's Tale, and oh my God, how did I not start this when it came out several years ago? It is a scary show. I currently have about 3 books going at the same time, but the one that I have been most into is called Good Anxiety. I loved reading psychology books and can totally nerd out on that and anything regarding mental health. Something I've been listening to lately is Mel Robbins' podcast.
Let them.
Let them listen to it.
Just
No,
let
let
'em.
them. Just let them.
Favorite sports team. So I actually didn't grow up in a sports family. Therefore, there was never one holy grail team in our household. Since I'm born and raised in New Jersey, I also could not get behind rooting for the New York Giants or Jets, 2 NFL teams that have never performed well. I'm totally down to get behind any team my future significant other is ride or die for. The thing that matters most to me is really just going to sporting events regardless of the team and fully immersing myself in the day. Side note, a bucket list thing for me is going to see the Olympics in person before I die.
Well, it's coming to LA, right?
Yeah.
2028, 6.
8.
Very cool. Guilty pleasure would be going to estate sales and antique stores. I could spend a whole weekend doing this. Sometimes I love adding unique antique items to my collection, whether that be clothing or decor items to accentuate my own modern style. I also do art, so I will use antique matchbooks, maps, and newspapers in my pieces. So it is always great to hunt for those at antique stores and estate sales as well. Very cool.
Hey, so to scoreboard watch, we all have 1 left, including Nicole. There are 5 left, so there's 4 more girls we have to see.
Okay.
So you can keep that in mind as I move on. Rachel D, 28, from Fort Worth, Texas, works in medical sales. Currently watching Landman and Love on the Spectrum, listening to Ty Myers, Morgan Wallen, and Mike. Not reading anything, apparently. Can she read? We don't know yet. Favorite sports team, Texas Tech, because I went there. Dallas Cowboys, of course, from Dallas, Fort Worth. And the Dallas Stars, because who doesn't love hockey? Guilty pleasure. Choi's Tex-Mex.
Chewy's. It's
Chewy's?
Chewy's, and it's so good.
Okay. I'll take your word on it. And rotting
But
on the
nothing
couch.
to feel guilty for.
Okay. And rotting on the couch on Sundays watching Love Island after church. Haha.
Love Island after church is crazy. That's crazy. You need to watch Love Island and then go to church, honey. Come on.
Oh, it's great. That's great. All right.
She's cute.
We have 3 left and there's 3 spots available. So we'll
But it's
see.
hard because
what
I've made
happens.
notes on so many
Yeah.
So we'll
of
see
the
who
past
sticks
girls.
out. Michael, you're up.
Ray.
Ray.
31 from Irvine, California, marketing manager. Currently watching The Last of Us, Love on the Spectrum, just finished, Nobody Wants This, and Stranger Things, getting ready for the new season. Current reads, just finished Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I'm a seasonal reader. If the sun's out, I'm outside reading and getting a tan. Rom-coms or dystopian books are my favorite. Currently listening to Morgan Wallen, Jordan Davis, Zach Top, Fred Again, Disco Lines, Les Susso, Lizzie Alpine, Brandon Lake, Gracie Abrams, and Role Model. I like a little bit of everything, but always go back to country music. Favorite sports teams? Go Pack Go. I'm not sure I remember how or why the Green Bay Packers have always been our family's team. Probably because my dad and I watched them together and while I was growing up and learning the game. Now, my sisters and I watch games on Sundays. It's too late to switch teams now. Too loyal to them. I also love baseball. I grew up playing softball and have always been an Angels fan, even though they continue to break my heart every year. I'm from Orange County and spent countless summers at their games. Wyatt, you still need to scroll. They weren't even playing the Packers. Guilty pleasure, blasting music and dancing in my car while driving down PCH, or really driving anywhere. Usually screaming the lyrics too. This is especially fun with old Taylor Swift songs or early 2000s songs. Bonus guilty pleasures. Oh, let's go. Bonus time. Treating myself to an overpriced coffee. Okay. A glass of wine on the beach. Cliche, but what's a girl to do? Spending money on concerts and rewatching Friends or New Girl on a loop. Okay. Let's go.
She's trying to win me back. All right. Rayana. Ray. I missed that anything after Go Pack Go. I need to go back and read this to give her a fair shot.
And why did you leave?
I had to put the Vikings shirt on.
They weren't even playing the Packers, man. Like, come on.
You should. It's the first
let the record state that there's a Packers jersey in the room that Wyatt is in right now.
Not by choice.
Let the record state.
It sucks. It sucks. I don't love it. Watch Packers. Blah blah blah. I love baseball. Angels. I'm not ready to do it. Moving on. Tori.
Okay. Shady. 29, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Server and model. I'm currently watching New Girl, even though I've seen it. Wow.
I have to. I love that. I'm obsessed with the name Shady Ferguson. It's my favorite thing on the planet. I can't stop thinking about Shady Ferguson. And she watches New Girl. I pledged not fall in love with Shady. I broke the pledge. Sorry.
Perfect.
Welcome. That's my squad. But sorry, continue.
It's not your squad.
It's my squad. It's my team.
Even though I've seen it a million times, I'm reading Akotar series. The girlies get it, and I've read that. The girlies and Michael get it, and I'm listening to Tucker Wetmore's new album, Summer Means Country Music. Wow, that's been said. So interesting. I'm a huge sports fanatic and could talk sports all day. I even got my degree in sports communication to become a sports reporter, and I enjoy most sports, but my favorite sports team is the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, not sorry. It started with my mom, who has been a fan her whole life, so they just kind of stuck with me. I've been watching since Tony Romo was their QB and fell in love with watching the game.
We have 2 Tony Romo references during this.
That's actually crazy.
Crazy.
Tony Romo was catching up with Ella Langley.
That's wild. I want a graph. Someone should make a graph of like things that were mentioned. Ella Langley, Tucker Wetmore, Tony Romo,
Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins podcast.
Mel Robbins. Oh my
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
That one Girls Got God podcast or whatever that one is.
Yeah. My guilty pleasure is probably ginger ale and binge reading a book till 6 a.m. That's a guilty pleasure. That'll make you tired the next day for sure.
I love it. Shady, welcome to the next round. Happy to have you. And last but not least, Taylor D. 32 from Nashville, Tennessee. She's a sideline reporter. She is watching One Tree Hill for approximately the 732nd time. She is reading player stats and articles for whatever sport I'm covering. A devotional, Finding I Am by Liza Turkhurst for fun. Devotional is the Finding I Am by Liza Turkhurst for fun, the wishing game. Listening to what other than Mel Robbins podcast or early 2000s hip hop. It's called Balance.
I like that.
Favorite sports team, Auburn Tigers. Very proud Auburn alum here. War Damn Eagle. Carolina Panthers. Yes, I know, tragic as of late, but I lived in Charlotte for 7 years out of college, was a studio host for the team, and was there for the 2015-2016 Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis season. Tough to top.
That was the Super Bowl season. They made the Super Bowl.
Yep. And guilty pleasure, Bravo.
That is a guilty pleasure.
It's guilty pleasure.
And
More of a guilty pleasure than going to the lake.
that, ladies and gentlemen, that is our cast. I'll give a 5-second count for Taylor until we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the very beginning. We are not allowed to look at these. Again, Michael and Tori, you both have 1 spot remaining.
Ladies
Tori,
first.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I will let you go first.
I forget her last name, but it was Lacey. And I think, was that yours too?
No, that was the one I wasn't gonna choose.
But wanted to.
But like that was like
Yeah,
the
that was
one
your
I
number
was
2.
deciding between.
Is it Lacey C?
Lacey V.
Lacey V. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Lacey, what do you
That
remember?
worked out so well for me.
Do you remember anything
Perfect.
about Lacey that stood out?
I'm trying to remember. I just loved all of her answers, but that's all I can remember.
Okay. All right. And then Michael, the last of our 15 that will be moving on, plus the 5 who get voted in. Who is your final pick?
Going with Nicole K, the digital nomad.
Digital nomad.
Her answers are very different,
Yeah.
than she seems a lot different than all the other kind of gals that I think we advance / in the pool. And she's a digital nomad, so she can be mobile.
Yep. For
Okay.
sure.
She's big.
Wow. Okay. Definitely a few heavy hitters still available. So we
I
will be
know.
putting out votes. I'm looking right now like I have stars by Taylor, who we just saw.
Yep.
Jaden is right off my board.
Mackenzie, Courtney,
Yes. Yeah.
Brianna.
This whole cast is incredible. So how it's going to work, first of all, congratulations to the 15. I will run through them real quick. Alexis, Alina, Amber, Brianna, Christy, Courtney S, Christina, Emily, Gabby H, Corey, Lacey, McKenna, Morgan, Nicole, and Shady are moving on to our third round, and then there will be 5 more joining them. The rest will be up for a vote, a fan vote that will take place on our Instagram. So make sure you're following BachMakers. Everyone, thank you for meeting our cast. I know this was a long episode. Appreciate you watching all the way through. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. Like the video, leave a comment, and we'll see you next week with our top 20. We are working our way through this. Thank you for watching.
It's a fast season. This
season going by too fast. Are we rushing it?
No, it's perfect. We're doing good.
All right. See everyone next week. Peace. Thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider joining our Patreon page linked in the description below. It's $5, cup of coffee, and it helps support us a ton. Thank you, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and from next week on the BachMakers, we shave Wyatt's head off.
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
By tuning in.
That was implied.
Back to you in the studio.
And cut.
Thanks, Julianne.